Hey guys, I'm Coach Mike Basevic. I'm the founder and creator of the Anxiety Free Executive and the Anxiety Free Student 8-week programs. So welcome to our community or our website or wherever it is that you're viewing this video. So a lot of people come on our breakthrough call and they contact our team and say, okay, who is Coach Mike and what are his credentials? What's his background, right? And so this video is going to explain who I am, what we do, and where I came from, how I got to be who I am, this quote-unquote expert in human behavior. And yes, the Anxiety Free Executive is widely known as the #1 program in the world at eliminating anxiety, depression, overwhelm, stress, burnout, fatigue, transforming the mind. And it's not just a program to transform the mind and get you out of that emotional hell. On the back end of our 8-week program, it's a performance program. So we give you all the tools to create every or any level of success you desire in life. Financial success, relationship success, well-being success, abundance, and freedom. So we give you the tools to totally enjoy your life. So that's who we are. But how did I get here? What happened to me? So people will ask, what are your credentials? Well, I've studied the mind now for the last 20 years. And 20 years ago, my life hit the skids. About 18, 19 years ago, whatever it was. And it started to spiral. And in a short period of time, I had anxiety. I didn't know I had anxiety. I would have these panic attacks. And I remember going to the hospital and they said, you had a panic attack. I'm like, what the hell's a panic attack? I thought I was having a heart attack. I was young, I was healthy, I was in my 30s, and I'm like, I was work out every morning, I was in good shape. And they're like, you're fine. Your vitals are good. You had a panic attack. I didn't know that was anxiety. I just said I had a panic attack. I didn't know why. No one ever told me. They offered me a drug and I said, no, thank you. And kept going on. Well, I had nothing but conflict and chaos in my life. And then everything started to spiral. My marriage ended. My business failed. I was in debt and I was a mess. And I lost everything. I had a really, what I thought was a successful life, but I had all this chaos. And I remember waking up thinking, okay, this isn't supposed to be my lot in life. I had 3 young kids counting on me. And I knew, whenever you have somebody counting on you, right, you have to solve the problem. And I knew I needed to solve the problem. And I was a young guy. I'm like, I'm not living my life. I was committed. I was hungry. I wanted to live a good life. I wanted to have impact, right? I was coaching sports as a part-time thing and running a business in a full-time. But I always wanted to give back, but I was like a mess. And how can I give to anyone if I'm not, at my peak, operating at a higher bandwidth myself? So I knew I had to solve the problem. And I went searching. I sort of stumbled upon a few things early, some books and things. And then I dug in and I started to uncover the secrets to human behavior. And I just read. I read over 250 books, many of them 3, 4, 5 times. Every day I was reading, I was gathering, I was finding a new book. I was listening to, I don't know what I'd listened to. Maybe back then it was some type of MP3 or I think they called them iPods back then. I remember having that, and it was tied into my car, and I had cassette tapes and CDs, you name it, I was listening to. Yeah, cassette tapes, okay? And I couldn't get enough, but I knew that most of what was out there was garbage. You take the therapy world, okay? No offense to therapists out there. But if your goal is to sit and talk about your problems every week or get a diagnosis that you have ADHD or agoraphobia or extreme anxiety, and that doesn't do you any good. It's a never-ending cycle of therapy. So I knew that wasn't the answer. And most of the self-help stuff, I try everything. Everything I read, everything I did, everything I purchased, every program I got, every seminar I attended, I religiously took copious notes and tried everything. And I knew, well, most of this stuff's garbage. And I realized when I would dig in on the author a little bit that they were just somebody that wasn't really an expert. They just probably read some books and wanted to help people, and then they decided to put their own spin on the same thing. So they were all talking about the same things. They were all talking about exercise and eating right and meditation and gratitude and all these things. And they're all wonderful things. Nothing I mentioned there is a bad thing, but that's not going to transform your mind. That's like putting a temporary Band-Aid on something that needs surgery, right? And I knew that this was serious, but I also knew that there was something here because I knew, like, hey, I wasn't destined to struggle, to lose everything, to have my marriage implode, to be a hardworking guy who's committed to having a great life, to being a great dad and impacting lives. And I was tripping all over myself, and I'd make stupid decisions and do stupid things, and it was like, that's not me. But I was being drawn to this garbage, but I knew there was an answer because I'm thinking, if I'm this committed, like the person that seems so easy with, that's not because they're here to get that and I'm here to learn a lesson to struggle. I knew that was garbage. I knew that there was something going on in the mind and it could be fixed. So I didn't rest. and I picked up some things. And if somebody says, where did you pick up all your knowledge over the years? I couldn't tell them where I got everything. I just kept learning and growing, and then I really knew what the subconscious mind is. I learned that. I understood emotions, thoughts. I understood energy. I understood the brain versus the mind. I understood it all. And I kept applying it in my life, giving it to people, teaching them, coaching them. And I woke up one day, I'm like, this is it. These are the answers. So that's how it came. And I've been studying human behavior now for a good part of the last 20 years. And I've been on the front lines with thousands of clients. I can't tell you 10,000 hours, I'm guessing, maybe 20,000 hours of coaching people and learning and growing. And yeah, I become an expert. So many years ago, I developed the programs, the Anxiety Free Executive and Anxiety Free Student programs, and we've transformed thousands of lives. And we're working with the science of the mind. And the mind will do whatever you train it to do. Your subconscious mind is nothing more than a great employee. It will take direction. It will become whatever you want it to become. And then that's what drives your behavior, right? The state of being. So that's driving your behavior. What I learned to do is to completely open up this computer called the subconscious mind and program it directly. And that's why we can get people out of hell and into bliss over 4 to 6 to 8 weeks. And is it easy? No, because everyone that comes to us is struggling mightily, right? And they're dealing with anxiety. Maybe they can't speak publicly or fly on airplanes or drive in a car. Or maybe it's impacting their business because they can't focus and they can't pay attention. So they're missing opportunities to expand their wealth, abundance, freedom, revenues, whatever. Or maybe they can't stay present at home. And if you're doing those things that I spoke about earlier, therapy won't help. Can't talk about your crap every week and get through it. That's just a byproduct. Your crap today is just a byproduct of everything you've been through before. Period, end of story. And then you can't medicate yourself out of it because it's a drug. Prescription drug companies, they're in business to make a boatload of money. And they want you to believe it's a medicine. It's not. It's a drug. You're drugging yourself to get through the day. To change your mind, change your brain chemistry so you can function and get through the day. You're taking drugs. You're self-medicating. It's not a med. It's a drug. So whether you do that, prescription, or drink alcohol, or take street drugs, or take gummies to sleep, all this garbage, okay, you're self-medicating. But what happens is this virus in your subconscious mind is running. And that's what's the stuff that leads to memory loss. Okay, it leads to health issues. It leads to premature aging. It leads to all the crap, and your body's going to start breaking down because if you're unhealthy emotionally, you're going to be unhealthy physically, I can promise you. One is tied into the other. You've got to get rid of this virus, okay? And that's the expert I've become over the years. So I've been on the front lines with everyone for the last, I've been coaching for the last 16 years now. And I've been on the front lines of human behavior for the last 20 years. And I spend every day of my life in this subject. And if I take somebody on as a client and we tell them we're going to get them healthy, we get them healthy. They got to schedule their coaching calls every week. They've got to listen to recordings. They've got to communicate with me and my team. We get them healthy. And I work with every single client that comes into our program personally because I know what they're going through because I was there. And I want to do nothing more than give these people the gift that I gave myself through hard work and a lot of money that I invested, a lot of crap that I invested that was no good. But I want to give these people, our clients, the gift of life. That's why we've got like 400 testimonials or more out there, videos written. We've got a wonderful review platform. And we've only been charting these reviews for the last like 4 or 5 years. I mean, we never did before. Somebody said, Mike, why aren't you getting these people and to give reviews? I'm like, I know, I'm not a marketing guy. I'm a behavioral coach. So that's my background. And I understand human behavior. I understand the mind. I understand thoughts. I understand emotion. I understand the subconscious mind. And I understand exactly how this game of life works, right? And it's a lot more than what you see with the physical eye. And that's what I teach people. We bring people in and we get them healthy in 4, 6, 8 weeks. And the people that come to us are in hell. Emotional hell, mental hell, worry, stress, overwhelm, anxiety, panic attacks, crippling anxiety where they can barely function during the day. They're in hell all day, all night. And we take them and we've got to quiet that hurricane down first. And there's still going to be some storm clouds for a few weeks, but then all of a sudden on the other side of that, they get healthier and healthier and healthier. And then here's the platter. Here's the genie in the bottle on how to have any level of success you want for the rest of your life. So that's me, and that's who I am, and that's how I got her. So if you're dealing with panic attacks, check, I've been there. Overwhelming anxiety, check, been there. Chaos, check, been there. Lost everything, been there. Terrible relationships, yep, check that box too. In debt, been there too. And anything else that you may be going through, I've been there, okay? I've done it. But most importantly, I transformed, and I'm living this beautiful, wonderful life. And I've done it for thousands of people. I've transformed their lives, me and my team. And I'll do the same for you if that's what you need. Okay, so that's who I am. That's my background. That's where I came from. And I promise you, this is not a cash grab for us, man. We literally get nothing, no more pleasure than literally transforming your life. And yes, there's an investment. Yes, I mean, you have to value yourself, right? If you don't value yourself, then you'll never do the work and you won't transform. Our program is for people just like I was, man. I had 3 small kids counting on me. And if there's an answer out there, I have to find it. This is my life. I'm not wasting it. I'm not going to be just spiraling every day, surviving every day to get to the next day. I knew I needed to solve the problem. So everyone that comes to me, we take this very seriously. We make it our personal responsibility to get you healthy. So if you need our help, you just reach out, and I promise you, we'll have you thriving inside of 2 months. All right, guys. So that's me. That's our team. Thanks for stopping by. And if you need our help, you can always schedule a breakthrough call. NoLimitsNation.com/apply. All right, guys. Great to be with you. This is Coach Mike.